Our journey begins in prehistoric Japan, with the Jomon period. This epoch, named after the cord markings found on the pottery of the time, saw the rise of Japan's first known civilization. The Jomon people led a hunter-gatherer lifestyle, living in small, sedentary communities. Their culture was rich and diverse, with their pottery, jewelry, and tools demonstrating a high level of sophistication and creativity. As we move forward in time, we encounter the Yayoi period. Named after the district in Tokyo where its artifacts were first discovered, the Yayoi period marked a significant shift in Japanese society. The introduction of wet rice cultivation from the Asian continent brought about a more sedentary, agrarian lifestyle. This period also saw the advent of bronze and iron tools and weapons, indicating the Yayoi people's advancement in metallurgy. The Yayoi period was also notable for the emergence of social classes and the formation of small political units or states. These developments laid the groundwork for the complex political and social systems that would characterize Japanese society in the centuries to come. As we traverse through centuries, we glimpse into the Yayoi period, witnessing the arrival of rice cultivation and bronze tools. These early periods of Japan's history set the stage for the country's development, providing valuable insights into the origins of Japanese civilization. Join us as we continue to uncover the rich and diverse history of this remarkable country. Fast forward to the Nara and Heian periods, where Japan's capital shifts to Nara and later Kyoto. Here, Japan's cultural identity truly begins to flourish. This era, spanning nearly 5 centuries, is characterized by remarkable cultural blossoming. In Nara, grand temples rise from the earth, their intricate architecture a testament to the era's innovative spirit. The city becomes a beacon of Buddhist faith, its temples housing sacred texts brought from China. As the capital moves to Kyoto, the Heian period unfolds, a time often called the peak of Japanese imperial court, and noted for its art, especially poetry and literature. The cultural efflorescence of this era gives birth to some of the most enduring masterpieces of Japanese literature. Among them is The Tale of Genji, penned by Murasaki Shikibu, a lady-in-waiting in the imperial court. Often considered the world's first novel, this tale of courtly romance and political intrigue offers a glimpse into the sophisticated world of Heian-era nobility. Yet it's not just about grand temples and refined literature. The Heian period is also known for its courtly elegance, a world of aristocrats, poets, and musicians. This era lays the early foundations of Japanese aesthetics, the appreciation of beauty and simplicity, the love of nature, and the cultivation of the arts. Dive into the world of courtly elegance and the early foundations of Japanese aesthetics. The Kamakura and Muromachi periods usher in the age of the samurai. This era, spanning over 4 centuries, is characterized by the rise of powerful military clans, the Minamoto and the Ashikaga, who wielded their influence over the imperial court of Kyoto. The samurai, Japan's legendary warriors, emerge as prominent figures during this period. These formidable fighters were more than just soldiers. They were also skilled in literature, poetry, and the arts. Their way of life was guided by bushido, or the way of the warrior, a code emphasizing honor, discipline, and moral character. As the samurai class grew in power, so too did the complexity of their relationships. Loyalty to one's lord was paramount, but alliances were ever shifting, leading to a tumultuous era marked by conflict and warfare. The Onin War, a civil war that raged for over a decade, epitomizes this chaotic period. Beginning as a dispute over succession within the Ashikaga shogunate, it eventually engulfed the entire country, leading to the rise of regional daimyos and setting the stage for the subsequent warring states period. These centuries of conflict, while destructive, were instrumental in shaping the Japan we know today. The ideals of the samurai, the shifting power dynamics, and the pivotal battles of this era, including the Onin War, helped shape the trajectory of feudal Japan. Enter the Azuchi Momoyama and Edo periods, a time marked by the unification of Japan under powerful leaders like Oda Nobunaga and Tokugawa Ieyasu. These periods, spanning from the late 16th to the mid-19th century, brought about significant cultural and societal changes that continue to resonate within Japan today. During this era, cultural expression flourished, and traditional Japanese arts like the tea ceremony and kabuki theater were refined and popularized. The tea ceremony, or chanoyu, evolved into a spiritual practice embodying the principles of harmony, respect, purity, and tranquility. Kabuki theater, on the other hand, offered dramatic performances that combined music, dance, and elaborate costumes, providing a colorful glimpse into the societal dynamics of the time. The period also witnessed the construction of architectural marvels, including the iconic Edo Castle. Built in the heart of what is now Tokyo, the castle served as the headquarters of the Tokugawa shogunate, a symbol of their power and authority. Under the Tokugawa shogunate, Japan experienced over 200 years of stability. However, this stability was maintained through a rigid social hierarchy and strict isolationist policies known as sakoku. This policy prohibited most foreign contact and controlled internal travel, preserving traditional Japanese culture but also hindering technological advancement. So, let's delve into the rigid social structure and isolationist policies of the Tokugawa shogunate, a fascinating period that shaped Japan's unique identity while also setting the stage for its inevitable encounter with the modern world. Witness the seismic shift of the Meiji Restoration, a period of rapid modernization and westernization. This era, beginning in 1868, marked a turning point for Japan, transitioning from an isolated feudal society to an active player on the international stage. The Meiji Restoration commenced with the return of political power to the emperor, sweeping away the last vestiges of the Tokugawa shogunate. The samurai class, once the backbone of Japan's social structure, found their privileges eroding as a new government, eager to modernize, began implementing radical reforms. Central to these reforms was the adoption of a constitutional government, inspired by the Western model. The Meiji Constitution, promulgated in 1889, established a bicameral parliament known as the Imperial Diet. While the emperor retained supreme authority, this was a significant step towards a more democratic form of governance. But perhaps the most visible change was Japan's rapid industrialization. The government actively sought Western knowledge and technology, transforming cities, building railways, and promoting industries like shipbuilding and silk manufacturing. This embrace of industrialization not only modernized the economy, but also propelled Japan onto the global stage as an emerging industrial power. So, let's explore the dismantling of feudalism, the adoption of constitutional government, and the embrace of industrialization, propelling Japan onto the global stage. Step into the Showa era, marked by Japan's militarization, expansion, and eventual involvement in World War II. The Showa period, spanning from 1926 to 1989, was a time of dramatic change for Japan, beginning with the reign of Emperor Hirohito. During the initial years, Japan underwent rapid militarization and embarked on a path of imperial expansion. The invasion of Manchuria in 1931 marked the beginning of Japan's aggressive foreign policy, which later led to its alliance with Nazi Germany and Fascist Italy, forming the Axis powers. As the 30s gave way to the 40s, the world was engulfed in the flames of World War II. Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941 marked its formal entry into the conflict, leading to a brutal war in the Pacific. The war reached its devastating climax with the dropping of atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August of 1945, leading to Japan's surrender and the end of World War II. This marked the beginning of a 7-year-long Allied occupation, during which Japan underwent significant political and social reforms. In the aftermath of the war, Japan faced a colossal task of reconstruction. Rising from the ashes, the nation embarked on a remarkable journey of recovery and transformation, laying the foundation for the economic powerhouse it would become. Reflect on the post-war occupation and Japan's remarkable reconstruction. Finally, journey into post-war Japan, witnessing its miraculous economic recovery. Following the devastation of World War II, Japan found itself on the brink, but with unwavering determination, it began to rebuild. This era saw Japan rise from the ashes, turning a shattered economy into one of the world's largest. Let's delve into this astonishing transformation. The years following the war were marked by the adoption of democratic principles and the establishment of a new constitution, setting the stage for what was to come. In the 50s and 60s, Japan experienced what is often referred to as the economic miracle. Driven by hard work, innovation, and government-industry cooperation, Japan's industries flourished, propelling it into a new era of prosperity. From electronics to automobiles, Japan's technological advancements played a crucial role in its economic success. Brands like Sony, Toyota, and Honda emerged, becoming household names across the globe. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. The late 80s saw the bursting of the bubble economy, bringing about a period of economic stagnation known as the Lost Decade. Yet even in the face of adversity, Japan continues to adapt and innovate. Today it faces new challenges, including an aging population and the shift toward a more digital economy. From the bubble economy to the challenges of the 21st century, join us as we navigate through modern Japan.